Welcome on to the show, guys. This is Studio 321. This is your podcast host, Eddie V, coming at you from the 321. So can anybody tell me why every time you see a big protest on TV or on the internet, it's always coming from the same cities? You know, I don't understand. Like, I think sometimes, like, these people have nothing else to do with their time, man. It's always somewhere in California. It's always somewhere in New York or Chicago. You know, and they're always whining and crying about everything. And I'm thinking, I think to myself, like, do these people even have jobs? Like, what do they do all day long? You know, it's like protests and screaming and all this stuff. It's just infuriating me, man. And I'm talking to people online all the time, and I realize something. You know, Americans are dumb. And I hate to say it, man, but they're dumb. Like, think about this, right? If you're under 25, and you're going to college, you just moved out of your house, like don't even talk to me about stuff because you don't know anything. You know nothing about anything. And if you look at these crowds of protesters. Next time do this. Next time you're watching a protest on TV or on the internet, no matter what it is, just forget about what they're saying and just look in the background. Look at the people, okay? Look at their faces. Look at their expressions. Look what they're doing. It's always the same. They look like a bunch of mentally ill, 20 to 25-year-olds, like, who haven't showered in a week. They're all kooky looking. Their facial expressions are weird. They look like just unhinged weirdos, and it's like, I don't understand it. Like, these people would get no respect anywhere else, but they join together in a big mob and run around with signs, and all of a sudden, they're powerful and they get a platform. It's sickening, man. But, it's like this. I always tell my kids all the time, I'm like, until you've had life experience, you don't know anything. You don't. I don't care what anybody says. I don't care if you just enrolled in an Ivy League college. It doesn't matter. Your mom still probably pays your car insurance. You know what I'm saying? Your dad's still fixing the door in your dorm, and somebody else is probably doing your laundry. Like, you know nothing about life. You probably ain't paying your own bills. You don't know what stress is like. You've never had a mortgage. You've never run a business, never owned a business. But yet you're an expert on everything. You can run out in the streets, hold up signs, get in everybody's face, talking about what you know when you really don't know anything. You're an expert on trade now. You're an expert on tariffs. Yeah. All of a sudden you're foreign relations. Oh, you know it all. Israel, this, that. Like shut up. All right. The best thing you can do when you're young is learn. Don't just learn from one person. Don't just listen to a professor or this guy over here or that guy. No. You take it all in and you make your own decisions later in life. But right now, you just look like an idiot. And trust me when I tell you, if you're 21-year-old and you're out there protesting, doing all this stupid crap, by the time you're 30, 35 years old, you're going to look back on this and your views are going to have completely changed. Completely. You might be completely on the opposite side and embarrassed because as you go through life, you're going to life experiences are going to mold, what you believe and what you don't believe. But right now, you have no life experience. It's infuriating, man. I'll get on social media and I'll be talking to people, and I try not to do too much of that because it takes you down these rabbit holes, where you just want to go nuts. But like, I'll see some outlandish comment and I'll start talking to that person, like in a little side chat, and it's like, God, man, these people know nothing. You know what I mean? I'm talking to a lady yesterday because she writes, we got to stop Elon Musk because he's going to take all of our social security numbers and drain our accounts. So I sit there and I'm just laughing at it. I'm like, okay, maybe she's joking. Maybe she's like just trying to be provocative, whatever. So I hit her up and I go, what are you talking about? Like, and she's like, yeah, he's going to take all our Social Security. And she was serious. So, I click on her profile and I'm looking at I'm just trying to figure out like what kind of person thinks like this. You know what I mean? Like, who does that? But then you realize like these people know nothing. You know what I mean? They know nothing. They have a job, and yes, they work hard. They deserve respect, whatever. But they're probably only good at that one job in their entire life. They can't do anything else. They have no common sense, and they just, they get in these big fights because somebody else told them they should, and now they just look like a bunch of idiots. But anyways, it's I don't know what the answer is because this is the thing. How do you have a smart democracy when your voters are dumb? You can't. The system, and everybody always says, "Oh, America's not a democracy." Well, it's democratic voting, okay? But here's the thing: our system isn't the problem. I've started to realize that the people are the problem. The voters are the problem. Like, they're so dumb. It's frustrating even reading stuff they write because you're like, come on, man. That's like opinion of a 13-year-old, But and again, I never went to college. I'm not some Ivy League person, but I educate myself on stuff that I'm going to talk about or things that I want to know. Like if I'm interested in something, I learn about it. I love to fish, right? So what do? I study fishing. I learn the weather. I look at the water. I know what to use for certain types of fish. I live that lifestyle. That's what I do. So over time, I didn't need anybody to teach me. I become an expert at fishing. It's the same in anything. But, you're running around commenting all this stuff you don't know anything about. The big thing now is with all the hate on Elon Musk, obviously, is talking about, oh, he's taking away all these jobs and all this and that. And they act like we have other options, like we just can just keep doing what we're doing with no problem. Well, trust me, if we could keep going the direction we were going with no problem, I don't think Trump would be taking all this political heat, for firing all these government employees. The truth is they look at this and they know we can't keep going the way we're going. So they have to stop it. And all these people are like, oh, well, he's this, he's that. Like, come on, people. Use your brain. Use your brain. But anyways, guys, I'm just ranting tonight. It just pisses me off. It's hard to take some of this stuff. You talk to people online, they drive you crazy. And you just realize, man, like, either educate yourself or shut your mouth. You don't know anything. You're over here talking about trade. You know how many people in the United States are experts on international trade? Less than 0.5%. Probably even less than that. It's one of the most boring, monotonous, numbered-based type, economic things that anybody's involved in. There's not even a whole lot of people that are involved in that. So they're the experts. You know nothing about it. Nothing. You probably bought something at Walmart that was made in China. That's about what you know about trade. And look, I don't claim to be an expert about it either. But look, you're not going to know the details. You won't. So you have to learn to either agree with an idea or disagree with the idea because that's as far into it as you're going to know. In other words, you're not going to know all the details of what Doge is doing or why they're actually doing certain things or whatever. So instead of acting like an expert, it's a simple question. Do you agree with the idea of slimming down the government, making things more efficient so that we don't have to pay so many taxes and watch our tax money get wasted on crazy spending? Do you agree with that? Or do you agree that we should just leave that alone, continue going the way that we're going, keep accruing more debt, keep increasing the deficit, and someday we're going to hit a wall and the whole country's going to go bankrupt? Do you agree with that idea? Those are the two ideas. That's the two choices you have. There's nothing else. Okay? We can't just magically keep everybody's job and do all this stuff and nobody gets hurt and nobody loses work. It doesn't work like that. Okay? So quit acting like you know, because you don't know. Okay? It's the same in all these policies. I would be a fool to tell you that I know everything they're doing, because trust me, I don't know. Okay? The way the war negotiations are going. Oh, Trump's is a puppet of Putin. Let me tell you something. Unless you have kids fighting in that war, shut your mouth. Okay? Because the kids that are in that war right now are dying every day. 2,500 of them every day dying in that war. Okay? Getting it stopped is the point. It doesn't matter how it gets done. It doesn't matter if Trump has to kiss up to Putin or whatever happens. Trust me, he won't do that. But if he did, I'd still have respect for him, because the war needs to end, because it's dumb and a lot of people are dying. You know, there's a lot more Ukrainians dead in that than people realize. I've seen estimates saying over 1 million. You know, they keep all that low because nobody wants to feel bad. But think about it, right? That's 1 million people dead on the Ukrainian side. So, look, it's not, you know, unless you have skin in that game, which you don't. You know, if my son was fighting in that war, I'd be begging for Trump to end this. I'd be every day. I don't care what you do. I don't get it over with. I want my son home. You know, I want it over. Okay. Then you got all these people sitting around. Oh, we're surrendering. Oh, we're doing this. Oh, well, first of all, this ain't our war. It's not. Okay. We have no soldiers in that. There's no life of ours being lost. You know, and it's sick, man. Like, stupid people, shut your mouth, go get a job and educate yourself. You know, you don't have to go to college. Just educate yourself on basic stuff, because we're missing a lot of that. A lot of common sense has gone out the window. But anyways, guys, I'm sorry for ranting, man. It's just stuff drives me crazy. I've been watching some stuff today, and it's just really pissed me off. But anyways, guys, if you like my video, please like and subscribe. This is Studio 321. This is your podcast host, Eddie B. You know, please hit the subscribe button and the notifications. It really helps my channel. I'm also on Rumble now, so if you're on Rumble, check out Studio 321. I got a bunch of good stuff up on there. I'll talk to you soon, guys. Thanks.